ascended skies, soaring to ultimately new heights. I want to talk about breathing. The second element in the order of the elements: ether, fire, air, water, earth. Let's talk about air. The way we should be taking air into our system is nasally. The nose is the mechanism for breathing. The mouth is a mechanism for eating and drinking. These days it's also used for talking or much noise. The reason for this is, when we breathe through our nose, we have cilia, these hairs in our nose. They filter the air. That's the purpose of them. We don't have cilia in our throat. We have unfiltered air that enter the bronchial tubes and the lungs. The second reason for breathing through the nose is capacity of air. These two nasal passages, when utilized, are like turbo. They're turbocharged. They're exactly the right form and shape, meaning that they spiral the air up and back down into the lungs in the exact correct ratio for the lungs to handle. When we're breathing through the mouth, it's one big hole and a gasp of air going down into the lungs. The lungs are unfamiliar with that. It's unnatural. The third thing, and one very important point, is that when we breathe through the nose, we ignite what's known as the parasympathetic nervous system. The nervous system that relaxes and calms us, that creates melatonin and puts us to sleep, into meditation. When we breathe through the mouth, we ignite the sympathetic nervous system, the nervous system used for fight or flight, that causes adrenaline and excites us, scares us, survives. It's for survival. It helps us to survive. But it's not healthy. It's only an instant survival technique. It could not be continued for a long period of time. It's called stress. It's debilitating to the cells. In that explanation, it's very obvious that deep nasal breathing would help you to take in clean air in the correct ratio and relax the body and the cells, giving you cellular relaxation. Whereas gasping large amounts of air through the mouth would make you really nervous, anxious, and stressed, giving stress to the cells, a very unhealthy state to be in. The first state, nasal breathing, brings us into an alpha brainwave length, nice and calm. Of course, mouth breathing creates a beta brainwave, a stressed state. Think of it like this. A marathon runner, standing at the beginning of his race, nice and calm, nasal breathing, starts doing his first couple of miles or kilometers. After a few kilometers down the road, he switches to mouth breathing and you see him panting, gasping for air. That shows that as soon as we enter stress, we go to mouth breathing. In reverse, if we are mouth breathing, we are in a state of stress. How many people do you know that nasal breathe through the day and the night as a common practice? Most people are mouth breathing. Just look around tomorrow when you walk out into the crowd, into the public. Have a look. You'll notice quite clearly that everybody is stressed and everybody is mouth breathing. People like the Buddhists and the monks, they practice meditation and nasal breathing. It's very easy to switch this, to switch from a mouth breather back to your natural state of nasal breathing. It takes approximately 3 months of conscious practice. Every time you falter and switch back to mouth breathing, catch yourself, stop, breathe nasally, and continue breathing every next breath nasally, and you'll find that the change in your life is magnanimous. We take about 26,000 breaths a day. 26,000 times you stress yourself out every single day. Whereas 26,000 times you could be just relaxing yourself. Think about it, it's really important. One more point I'll give you is this, and this is a deep point. Contemplate it deeply. When we breathe through our nose, the energy goes in the correct speed, correct ratio, and correct amount down through the bronchial tubes. The bronchial tubes are receding tubes, spiraled, receding tubes. They go from large to small. So as the air goes in and goes down these tubes into the lungs, it spirals down through these spiral-shaped tubes like the barrel of a gun. And due to the spiraling and the reducing of the size, the air as energy called prana or chi speeds up. The air coming in through these bronchial tubes, reducing bronchial tubes, speeds up due to reduction of the tubes until it lands in the alveoli lining of the lungs. The alveoli are the little blood cells on the lung lining that take the oxygen into themselves and give it into the bloodstream, hence oxygenating your blood. When breathing correctly, and here's a secret, when breathing correctly, deep nasal breathing at the correct ratio, the air spirals down through these reducing tubes, touches into the alveoli at the speed of sound. The air strikes the lung lining at the speed of sound and rings out the lung lining, rings out a vibration through the body, a sound through the body, like the dong of a bell or the chiming of a Tibetan bowl. That, people, is prana. That, people, is chi, is energy. That is how we energize our body with this ancient understanding of prana or chi. Deep nasal meditative breathing is the key to igniting prana or chi in the body, igniting wisdom in life, and igniting yourself back to remembering who you really are. Ascended skies, soaring to new heights. It's been a pleasure.